Hello, my name is Casey. I am the Florida HOSA president-elect. Everyone introduce yourself and don't forget to unmute yourself.
Hey
I
guys,
am.
I'm
Oh, okay. So we go.
hey guys, I'm Sricharan and I'm your state president-elect.
I'm Hope Runner, your Northern Vice President post-secondary.
Hey guys, I'm Brandon Shadid. I'm your state mayor.
Hi guys, my name is Noah Michelle. I am your State Southern Vice President Secondary.
And hi guys, my name is Shane Alexander and I'm your Florida HOSA State Parliamentarian.
Okay, so in that order, we're going to answer some questions. So first, we're going to start with our favorite part about FLDA. So I think my favorite part about FLDA was meeting so many new people and seeing some very familiar faces that I've seen for quite a few years. So it was really nice to reconnect with them and then to meet some new people that I can't wait to make familiar faces as well. So yeah, that was my favorite part.
My favorite part about this year's FLDA was really getting to meet a lot of people. This was actually my first year attending. I never got a chance to go as a member, and I really liked the dynamic that we had with the interactions in our teams. I liked the competitive nature and being able to work with different people coming from different parts of Florida. And it was really personable compared to other conferences that we go to. Really got to know some of you really well. I liked that a lot.
My favorite part of FLDA was meeting all the members and my workshop. I loved my workshop, getting to present about how to run for state office because I think everyone should run for state office. So it's a great experience and everything. So yeah, that's my favorite part.
I would have to say my favorite part would be, because this is my fourth year going to FLDA, so being able to see how to plan and run FLDA, and it's like a different aspect of it, and working with the fellow state officers and our state staff, as well as seeing the members grow throughout the weekend. It was a lot of fun and seeing everyone so happy.
For me, my favorite part of FLDA, as they previously said, was you guys. Like, you guys made FLDA what it was. Like, from the workshops to field day and all the activities in between, you guys made my first FLDA to probably the best that I could have been to.
And I think my favorite part of FLDA was definitely, I love everything about it, just like the whole camping aspect, how it brings everyone together and you're in that really close setting. But I think this year I really loved my team. Team Poseidon was so great. It felt like a family to me. And yeah, that was my favorite part.
Okay, next question. What are our current or intended majors? So my major, I'm a sophomore at Florida State University, and I major in interdisciplinary social sciences with a focus in public administration and a secondary in sociology. And I double major in behavioral neuroscience. That's my major.
Hey, hey guys. I currently go to Middleton High School. I'm a senior there, and my intended major is I want to pursue medicine. I haven't yet figured out what I want to do yet. I know I want to do something related to the medical field, but my track is I'm hoping to be able to practice as a physician for 5 years, and from there on forth, I was hoping to take an entrepreneurial approach to see whatever field it is I'm working in, hopefully try to find a way to fix it, a problem that I can fix and take the entrepreneurial route of it.
My current major right now, my current major is pre-nursing, hopeful to be nursing in the spring. I'm a sophomore at University of South Florida, so I'm hoping to get a nursing school this spring. So, yeah.
My intended major right now is pre-nursing as well. I go to the University of North Florida in Jacksonville and hopes to one day get my doctorate in nursing and be a nurse practitioner.
I'm a senior at William H. Turner Tech, and my intended major is either to be in public health or to also be in pharmacology.
And currently, I am a senior at Tampa Bay Tech High School, but hopefully my intended major, if I get into the college I want to, will be applied physiology and kinesiology or exercise science.
Okay, and now we're going to get into some important things that you guys need to remember for competition season and winter conferences. So I'm going to start things off by talking about dress code. Dress code is very important. It actually adds or takes away or not adds, but it could take away points potentially from your score. So make sure that if you do not have the official HOSA uniform on, that you are wearing a black or navy blue suit with a white shirt under, and that's a white shirt of your choice. A closed-toed shoes, black or navy blue again. Males must wear a tie, and the tie must be maroon. And females can wear a knee-length skirt, black or navy blue, or slacks. Yeah, that's your dress code. Next, we will be talking about our guidelines.
Guidelines are extremely important, not only in the preparation phase, but you're going to need them for your competitions. When you're getting ready for competitions and you go in, make sure you have either an electronic or physical printed version of your entire guidelines. If you're on a team, a good practice is to have everyone print on a copy just so you're ready and you're not taking any chances with that.
And next, we're going to be talking, Hope is going to be talking about your state officer applications and when they're due and all that good stuff.
All right, the state officer application came out recently. You can start your application, but you cannot send it. It will not be accepted before January 1st. So January 1st, you can send them to the state office, but make sure they're postmarked. On the application, you'll see all what you need to do. And also, just recently posted, there was state officer election guidelines, which is fairly new to us too. So just read through that. There's an interview rating sheet, but it's a sample form, so it will look really similar to the ones that the judging committee will get or the interview committee will get. So you can look through that and see how the interview would go. Also, with the application, make sure you don't forget the one-page handwritten essay. That's really important. This will be due February 2nd, postmarked. Also, if you read through the application, they'll be certified mail postmarked on or before February 23rd. That is if you are missing something. Let's say if you missed the information sheet, Lloyd will send you out a letter that says you're missing something, and he'll say it's due by February 23rd. But make sure you have try and get everything in by February 2nd. That'll be the best. Also, the only thing that the other HOSA members will see that are like for voting, the voting delegates we will see is a state officer candidate application. It's a sheet where it says HOSA offices held honors and awards, participation in other activities, and it also has a part where you'll explain why you would like to be a Florida HOSA state officer. So yeah.
Okay, and next we're gonna have Noelle talking about some things that you guys need to remember some etiquette reminders for competitions.
Okay, so one thing that you guys must, I'll say personally, I would really suggest that you guys do is to thank your judges first most. Well, thank your judges and advisors, because your judges, they took out their time to personally, critique you. And, if you mess up during your event, you can't blame the judges for giving you some type of rating, but they're here to judge you. Like, it's nothing personal that they have against you, but just it's a constant reminder. It's just going to be a constant reminder for you to thank them, because they're doing it for you. And also you need to remember to thank your advisors, because your advisors, again, they took out their time from work, from teaching, from teaching. And even some of the regions, they have weekend competitions, so they took out that Saturday so that they can aid you guys for competition. So just please remember to thank your judges and advisors.
Okay, and next, did we have any questions come in from anywhere? Not yet? Okay. And so now we're going to have Shane talking about a video that your state officer team made recently.
So recently, me as well as along with the state officer team, we created a video for you and all of HOSA to basically inform you a little bit more about competitions that HOSA has to offer. So if you know a person that they're not really sure what competition they want to do, or maybe they're just choosing between two different competitions or what have you, maybe this video can help you determine what competition is best for you and what is going to benefit you the most. The title of the video is called 73 Questions with Florida HOSA, I believe, and it's on YouTube, and the link is in my bio on Instagram. And as soon as this live stream is over, I'll put the link back up into the Florida HOSA Instagram bio. So you guys can click on that. It'll take you right to the video, and you guys will be able to see that video as soon as it's up there.
Okay, and now we're going to answer a few more questions that some of the members sent in for us to answer during the live stream. So this is for everyone. What are your biggest tips on running for state office? And what do you look for in the interview? Okay, so I think my biggest tip for running for state office is to really have fun with it. It's a very stressful process. It's kind of scary, but you're gonna meet so many amazing people. I'll never forget when I took the exam, I sat next to Hope, and we had already said that we were gonna be friends, like even if we both didn't get elected, and we ended up getting elected, so that was really nice. But you meet a lot of amazing people. It's a very fun process. It's very challenging, so you're definitely gonna like test yourself. So have fun with it and like soak it all in. Specifically for the interview, I think one thing that we really look for is like passion and energy in the interview. So if you show like that energy and that passion in your interview, we're going to be drawn towards you. Like we are really like turned off by people that kind of sit there and they're really nervous. Like, you know, like show us your passion for HOSA, because if you're running for state office, you obviously have a passion for HOSA. So make sure to show that to us during your interview.
I think one of the biggest tips that I would take is about, number one is a test. Don't underestimate the test. The test is this huge section where that's the qualifier round. A lot of people get really focused up on writing a really strong speech or really studying for that, getting ready for that interview. But the most preliminary aspect to it is a test. Make sure you're preparing from it. And there are a lot of Quizlets and online resources and even other state exam practice tests that you can use to practice and really get to know. So go through the Florida site and review for those so you can prepare for the exam. And once you've cleared the exam, the speech is another aspect that I thought was rather tedious. And the best way with the speech is to stay confident. You've made it this far, and it's really just go up and talk about what you love. It's project it and talk about what you want to do, why you're there, explain your point through, and I'm sure you got a very good shot at making office.
I also have to say that the test is a big part. I once you get past the test, I think you're great. Like that, I found the test the hardest part of the whole process. For the test, there's two things I would tell you to know. Definitely know your state officers, your executive council, and know your new regions, like all the new names, because I bet that's gonna be on there. I don't know what's on the test. I just think that'd be on there. But for the interview, I agree that you should go out there, be yourself, tell us why you love HOSA. And then for the speech, make it memorable. Tell me, like, just be memorable. Like, tell us something exciting. Make the audience remember you, because those voting delegates, like, put yourself out there and they'll remember you and then probably vote for you. And yeah, just have fun. It's a great process.
This is a very good question because this is the time that you're going to meet so many people that share the same interests as you. So, as the other state officers mentioned, this is the time where you get to meet so many new people, make so many new lifelong friends, as well as during your interview and throughout the whole process. Just stay confident because confidence is key throughout the whole process. It helps out a lot, and if you make more friends throughout the process, it'll help you out more as well.
One thing that I have to say is to be natural and to be authentic because, of course, I'll say for the interview questions, I had some of my friends trying to look up their interview questions, trying to formulate their perfect response. Of course, they can help you, but only you know yourself so that you can present it to the whole board. So if you're not authentic with yourself, of course, it's not going to be true to what you want everybody else to know. So just really be authentic.
So, in my opinion, I think that Noel hit it right on. I was about to say that just how genuine you are, how true to yourself you say, because I think that people can really see when you're not yourself and you kind of look uncomfortable and trying to be someone that you're not. So I just say be who you are, be the passionate HOSA member that you are, and show that as much as you can. And another thing, don't be afraid to put yourself out there. I know that me last year, just like looking back at who I was a very shy person, very afraid to put myself out there and to be vulnerable. And I think that's a key component of being a good candidate for state office. I think you need to really put yourself out there and meet new people and show everyone why you'd be a great state officer.
Yeah, those were really good points, guys. Good job. The next question is, let's see. Okay, so what regional officers will be attending what conference? So there's actually there's on the Florida HOSA website, there is a link. If you click on conferences and then regional conferences, I believe, a page will come up. It'll tell you what officer will be at what conference. But we can go ahead and tell you too. So I will be attending the Springs Region Conference as well as the Region 1 conference.
I will be attending the Suncoast East Winter Conference, as well as the Gulf Coast Conference for winter.
I'll be attending the Springs now, which was 2/3. I'll also be attending Central Region, Region 10. Oh yeah, I'll be there.
I will be attending Region 9, which is the Treasure Coast region, formerly Region 11, which is First Coast region, and Region 12, which is Space Coast region.
I will be attending the Sunset Region, Region 6's conference, and I will also be present at Region 7, also known as the Gold Coast Spring Conference.
And I will be attending the Suncoast West Winter Leadership Conference.
Okay, so this question goes out specifically to Noel, only because he's the only one that has competed in this, but someone asked, do you have any advice for creative problem solving? Noel, can you help them out there?
Creative problem solving, I mean, of course I love to create problem solving, but some advice that I would give you is it's kind of spontaneous, although yeah, it's kind of spontaneous because when it comes to creative problem solving, you really have to create a plan out of thin air. So I would say be very spontaneous and allow yourself to think of really creative solutions to your problem, because really if you try to like limit yourself, or if you try to limit your solution to like a small in the box idea, it won't be as much as, or it won't be as viable as a solution that you could have done for one that's like out of the box. And I'll also say that the resources that are in the guidelines for creative problem solving, they help you, like they actually help you for the test and for the actual competition part of it too. So I'll say look up the resources, try to gain information on the resources, and I'll also say that you will have to have some type of presentation skills because you do have to present your idea to your panel of judges. So practice or have your team brush up on their presenting skills, and while you're planning, make sure you already have a set order of who's speaking and who's doing what, because that is also going to be necessary for creative problem solving. So those few things, even though it's like it might be minor details, they're very important.
Awesome. Thank you, Noel. Okay, so someone asked, how can you make your state officer application stand out? I think there's like little that you can do to make it stand out really because it's kind of what you've done up to this point. I think where you can mostly make it stand out is in your essay and just like pour your passion for HOSA into your essay as well. I mean, like what we're trying to see is that you are a passionate member. So I feel like that's the way that you can make your application stand out. But we consider everybody. So even if you haven't done so much, but like now you want to get involved, that's okay too, So the next question is, what are the steps to becoming a state officer after the application? Okay, so I'll take this question as well. So once you send in your application and that gets reviewed and approved by Lloyd and everything's done, the mention call with Lloyd is done, at the state competition, you will take a test. The test is usually administered on like the first day. So you take a test and we take the top scorers, which the percentage is figured out with how many people applied. And so we take those top scorers and we give them interview times. And so then you do an interview with the interview board. And once you do the interview, we slate you for your position. So we decide what position we feel you will be the best in. And then so once you get slated for your position, the next day, you will give your speech in front of the voting delegates. So it's quite a few people show up to that. So it can be a little intimidating, but you can do it. And you give your speech, and then after you give your speech, voting delegates vote, and then you'll find out at the session that evening if you made it. So yeah, that's the whole process. Okay, so the next question we have is, I think this one's going out to Shane. So Shane's going to answer, do you guys ever feel intimidated by other HOSA members?
Like I said before in my previous answer, I do think that it can be scary sometimes, meeting new people that you literally never met before. But sorry about that. But I think that we are all, going to these conferences and we're in HOSA for one, common purpose. And I think that we're all just like a big family. So we're all here to be friendly and we're all here to, to help each other out. So I don't think there's really a point in being intimidated. I think really I'm more invited by the other HOSA members because, we're also just like friendly and like nice people.
Thanks, Shane. Okay, next question. Let's see. Okay, so I think Sritron and I will take this one over. What is the best way to form a speech? Kind of like a guide. So I feel like people have like different ways of doing this. I personally start off speeches with like some kind of anecdote, and then I kind of like introduce something that's like not really related to the topic, but it'll eventually connect to the topic, so that I can have this like underlying theme throughout my whole speech. So I'll start off with like some sort of anecdote, and depending on like what kind of speech, I'll kind of make an outline of the things I want to say and how I'm going to connect it to my anecdote, and then So once I do that outline, I'll start filling in the outline, and then towards the end, I'll try to connect it and like kind of wrap it all together within my anecdote. And like by that, I kind of mean like making a connection to like a tree, or like making a connection to just like something, you know, that you can make it a memorable speech. I feel like that's how people remember your speeches, if you make it interesting and connect it to other things that aren't related to it in like a kind of cool way. So that's how I kind of write speeches. So yeah, speech round.
I think Casey mentioned a lot of really good points, and those are techniques that I've used as well. Starting an anecdote, people love stories, and when you bring up a story to them, people are immediately hooked, and they want to hear more from what you have to say. They like to get to know you, so that's really the point of that speech. Similarly, something that I really like to do is, I think Casey hit a lot of the technical points as to how to break it down, which are perfect, and those are exactly what I do. But one thing is, when you're presenting it, a lot of times people will build amazing speeches, but if they don't have the correct diction and the way they say it, they don't enunciate their words correctly, they don't slow when it's needed, and they don't speed up when it's needed, the hand gestures, the eye contact, they don't click and connect with the audience. And when you don't have that part, no matter how good the speech is, you're never going to be able to get your message through to your audience. So the biggest thing that I could say is speak loudly, speak clearly, and make sure you're stressing exactly what needs to be stressed and where. Slow down, take note of those hand gestures, eye contact, address everyone in the room. I think combining those two, what Casey said and what I said, you can make yourself a really strong speech.
Yeah, that was some good stuff. Awesome. Okay. And I think this is our final question. Okay. So what is our favorite thing about being a state officer? Okay, so I'll start this one off. I think my favorite thing about being a state officer is like how many people it's connected me to. Like we literally, I think I know someone from like every state now, which I never thought would be possible, but HOSA has made that possible. So yeah, it's kind of cool to like think about. Like I've literally met someone from like every single state, and I've met so many people from just Florida in general that I never would have met if HOSA wasn't a thing and I wasn't a state officer of HOSA. So I feel like that's one of my favorite parts about being an officer, is how many people I've got to meet and how many things I've gotten to experience because of it. Yeah.
The most exciting aspect to being a state officer for me is being able to be a part of an organization that I've been with. I've been with HOSA since 9th grade, and after getting into office and at the end of my junior year, it was really exciting for me because it's given me, HOSA has been really close to me ever since, and it's finally given me a chance to serve members on a greater level. When at one point I've been a part in experiencing whatever the past state teams are doing, and now I have the privilege of being able to plan out and set up events and coordinate, be it conferences or plan out events, and for you guys, which is what I find really exciting.
My favorite thing about HOSA is how it can lead you to like what your career path should be. When I first started, I originally wanted to be a doctor, and I had no clue what nurses did. And through HOSA, that taught me what nursing did and how I could become a nurse. So I love that about HOSA. And then on top of that is meeting people who also like want to be nurses too, which is amazing. But not only nurses, doctors, other students can meet other students who want to be doctors. It's just like an amazing organization. So yeah, that's my favorite thing.
I think you guys almost hit everything that I wanted to say, but my favorite part would definitely be meeting so many people that share the same interest as me, which is a great opportunity, as well as all of the opportunities that I've gained from HOSA, such as being able to grow as a leader from all the members helping me out so much throughout the years.
Yeah, really, I'm on the same path as, the rest of the state officers. It's like just having the opportunity to learn, or not learn, but to meet you guys, because you guys have allowed me to or like to show another side of me that would have never like allowed myself to open to, is because, I've always been the leader type, growing up, but HOSA has allowed me to cultivate cultivate those skills and those training and the training, to become like the leader that I am today. it's just really why I love HOSA.
So yeah, for me, there's like so many reasons why I love HOSA, but specifically just like being a state officer. I think my favorite thing is it definitely just pushed me out of my comfort zone when I even, like unwillingly, it forces you to do that. And sometimes that's like what you need to grow. A lot of people say that if you're comfortable, you're not growing. So it's always good to feel uncomfortable. And I think being a state officer has really provided that for me.
Yeah, those are some great things. I definitely agree with everything, especially that last point. That's something definitely being a state officer will make you do, is be uncomfortable and put you through a lot of situations that make you uncomfortable, which is why we've all grown as leaders, is because of those situations. So yeah. Okay, well, that's pretty much the end of our live stream and our HOSA Hangout. Thank you for everyone that has joined us. This video will be posted up so you can watch it back. And for those of you that are watching it back, you can DM Florida HOSA or DM any of us on social media, or you can email any of us. Our emails are found on the Florida HOSA website. Any more questions that you guys have, we love to answer them, and we will answer them as soon as possible. And yeah, thank you guys so much. Anybody else have anything to add?
Nope, I think that was perfect, Casey.
Okay, thank you guys.
All right.
We'll see you guys
Bye.
later.
Thank you guys.
Bye, guys.